Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Novel Reviews. This is episode number 52. Well, I'm speaking very softly right now. Simply put, got people asleep in the house, so yeah, I better speak very softly when it comes to this. Alright. In this episode, and this is episode 52 of Nick Lenz's Novel Reviews, yes, I'm reviewing Star Wars Phasma by Delilah S. Dawson. Pretty much this book is just the backstory of Phasma, of how she grew up on a planet called, let's see, what is the name of a planet? Parnassus, yes. And there's a series of stories basically ranging over the course of a few years, but taking place all pretty much about 12 to 9 years before the events of The Force Awakens. Basically, this book takes place like not long before The Force Awakens because, well, she's already an established person. And they also have a character named Brando Hux. I'm thinking, Hux? You mean General Hux who appeared in Force Awakens? No, it's a different Hux. They say it's the first one. And they even gave the first name of the one who appeared in The Force Awakens, and of course also appears in Last Jedi. Apparently his first name is Armitage, which is like, that's an odd first name. Brando, that's an interesting one, but Armitage? Yeah, and apparently he hated his father, and apparently he arranged it to have his father killed. Yeah, his father dies in flashbacks. You see, frequently, he seems like a pretty decent guy who very much is loyal to the First Order, and of course Phasma just a bloodthirsty murderer and betrayer. Whereas he revealed that she killed her own brother. Asked to reveal what her real name is aside from Phasma. She's commonly called Phasma. It's just that those stories about her actual name, no. They do mention here that Phasma, what her color of her hair is. Apparently she's a blonde, just like the actress who portrays her, Gwendolyn Christie. Yep. So she has in common with her. Hopefully she does take off her helmet when she's with her suit, at least a couple of times toward the end. Yeah, I won't tell you the reason for this, but she does take off her helmet. And pretty much in the present day stuff, it's focused on two characters. A spy for the Resistance called Viv, and a guy who wears this helmet. And he's called Cardinal. Yes. Apparently he wears an all-red stormtrooper suit. I mean, the way he's described in here kind of reminds me of the Crimson Guard for the Emperor. So it's a similar style. Heck, he's even a cape. So it's similar to it, but as what his role is, apparently he's a trainer. Yes. And apparently he also has the authority to interrogate prisoners. Okay. And so he trains kids to basically find combat, and Phasma turns them to killers. Yeah. And the whole book in present day is basically on the absolution. Yeah, and the First Order names their ships is very, very negative, or let's say, not exactly very positive names. I mean, Absolution, the Finalizer. Sounds like interesting names. They don't really talk about the ships that much, except that they're set there, and apparently these wandering corridors. And one can tell they're very similar to that of the Star Destroyers the Emperor had. Yeah. Of course, we got a chance to see one of them in The Force Awakens. I haven't a chance to see Last Jedi. I'm hoping to see it tomorrow. But, and in case you're wondering, does Finn make an appearance in this book, like toward the end? No. Finn does not show up in this book at all. They mention they're stormtroopers, but I think his name was like, let's see if I can find him here. His stormtrooper name is FN2187. Yeah, he does not make appearance in this novel at all because it's all focused on Captain Phasma. Also, I will spoil this. She made the armor herself. Yep, she made it herself, and she turned. Basically, her first armor was an old stormtrooper suit. My guess is it was probably an early version of the stormtrooper suit we see in the Force Awakens. She must have put that on. Apparently, it was too small for her. I think it said it didn't fit her, so the supply might be too big. Apparently, she's obsessed with wearing an armor, and apparently she is never seen in public without a helmet on, and she always takes her meals in her quarters. She's a very private person. Yeah, and Amrita Touch, the guy who appears in the film, apparently he's very happy the fact his father was killed. Apparently also because he was also a bloodthirsty murderer. Yep. And the way he's described in here, he only appears in the novel at least a few times. Amrita Touch. He, how should I put this? He's exactly the way he is in the movie. Very cold, calculating, very much like he seems kind of like this generation's version of Tarkin in a way, and that's what seems to me when it comes to him. But at least he's interesting, and he appears more than one movie. Yeah, because I heard he does appear in Last Jedi because he survives the destruction of Starkiller Base. I know that's kind of a spoiler, but they announced him as part of the cast, that the actor portrays him as part of the cast for Last Jedi. So yeah, it's obvious. Kylo Ren is referencing here once, but does not make a physical appearance at all. I mean, the only person from the business who actually appears in the second Viv is Leia. Yep, Leia appears at the beginning, and then she's referenced like one time after that. Yep, she's referenced once. This is actually a pretty interesting novel to read. It's great. The novel itself is only just, let's see, I can find the link here. It is 380 pages, yes. And the book itself does have a advertisement for the Captain Phasma comic by Kelly Thompson. I did read this thing. I don't know if the library get their hands on this trade or not. I do not have any idea. I will give my opinion on this particular trade if I ever get my hands on it. But this book is good. I get this book I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's a pretty good book. Nothing really bad about it. You do learn a lot about Phasma's basically time on her home planet. And apparently, from the way you described it, it kind of reminds me a little bit. They also mentioned Jakku in here as well. So, it's a desert planet. Yeah, it's another desert planet. I mean, come on, how many desert planets are there in Star Wars? You have Tatooine, Jakku, Jada, and now this planet. Basically, there's been 4 desert planets in Star Wars. I mean, when people think of desert planets, what's usually the first one people think of automatically? Tatooine. Because the fact that the planet itself is only featured in roughly, of the original 6 films, it was featured in at least 4 films. It was seen in the original Star Wars film, the last Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones. Oh yeah, it did make a reappearance also in Revenge of the Sith. So some people also theorize though that anytime the Tatooine does not make an appearance, it's considered to be a good movie. In the case of Force Awakens, Tatooine does not make an appearance. Nope, it does not. Here, Tatooine is never even referenced, and this one planet is by far the only planet that makes a physical appearance in the novel. And of course, Jakku is referenced in here, but that can imply the epilogue takes place just after the opening of Force Awakens. Who knows? But yeah, pretty good novel. I do recommend it. Basically, people who are fans of Force Awakens and people who like Captain Phasma and like to know more about her, check this book out. The writer basically says it's basically a dream come true for her. She always wanted to write a Star Wars novel, and she got the honor of writing about Captain Phasma. Awesome. You love by the acknowledgments. Okay? So, excuse me. That's it for this episode. Stay tuned for episode 53. It will be a Star Trek novel next time. I have that chance already. I just finished that just tonight. Yep. So, until I see y'all on the next episode,